Coming to you from Little Rock, Arkansas, welcome to Sips on the Rock with Legacy Wine and Spirits. Join hosts and store owners Johnny Akins and David Bevins, along with product expert extraordinaire Jake Dell, as we chat about booze, news, and other happenings in the wide world of wine and spirits. Now, let's get to sipping.
Welcome back to Sips on the Rock.
Hello, hello.
We've got a guest here with us, Josiah Moody. We're excited to have him here today.
Josiah's got some majorly exciting things going on. He's going to fill us in.
You better entertain the whole 30
minutes. Yeah, Mike's all yours.
Clock starts now.
And see you guys later. Yeah. So we're starting Moody Brews, the real space for the first time ever. And that's, where we are right in the middle of inspections and build outs. And it's finally looking like a brewery and a bar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You got a bar top in there? Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where is it going?
What part of the city?
Yeah.
Petaway neighborhood, which is just east of Soma area, South Main area. So it's a neighborhood, and this was a developer has been working there for probably 10 years, taking vacant lots and redeveloping them and building new, mostly middle class-ish income homes. And so he's been doing that lot by lot for nearly 10 years. And I was part of his first commercial venture. Cool. So he's taken, several lots that adjoin each other and built a commercial square. And the whole square is filled with small commercial. And I think basically all of the suites are like first-time entrepreneurs.
Like local, there's not like chain restaurants.
Not a single
right.
chain.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very cool. So what was the actual address? What intersection?
It's 21st Street between Rock and Commerce. 412 East 21st Street is me. But it's the square. I'm part of the square.
Getaway Square.
Yeah.
I know people are going to be asking in the comments and stuff, and you probably get it all the time. Like,
when?
Yeah, don't have a date yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
Win.
Yeah. I get it.
We get it.
10 times a
totally
day, probably.
Right.
Probably no lie, 10 times a day. And it's a normal question. It's the most normal question in the world.
It's a good thing because people are excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people that know you, know your capabilities, know how good you are at brewing beer, and they're just flat out excited, as we all are.
And I appreciate that. And I get all that. It's coming from a great place.
Right.
But stop asking.
Yeah, right.
But from my end of it, I mean, I've told people that it was going to be, I expected to be open at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And I lied to, I don't,
They made a liar out of me.
they didn't make
It's
it.
not lying when it's out of your hand.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like so much is just.
And it's a terrible answer to be
twisting in
like,
the
I don't
wind.
know at all.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
It's a terrible answer, but it's the most honest answer.
Yeah.
I've tried to guess, and you can't until things are completely in like my control, and like then I can give, a reasonable answer. But right now,
until you can flick the open sign, you don't know.
Yeah.
Say 6 months. That way, when you open up in 2 months, it'll be a pleasant surprise.
Right. Well, I mean, we were, so far behind schedule getting Legacy open.
Yeah.
I mean, it was months and months.
Yeah, we had planned on being open well before we were, and ended up moving in and having to get everything set up 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
It was the week of.
I thought it was
crucial days.
Yeah.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, we had to
and you have to be open.
and half the stuff in the store wasn't even in the computer. Like we were just flying by the seat of our pants. It was crazy.
I think there needs to be more stories about that needs to be in where general people who maybe have never done their own venture need to understand how hard and how emotionally and trying.
Yeah, it is.
Stuff. I mean, and risky.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it is.
God love our local powers that be, but if your name is National Grocer, whatever, you've got thousands of
different ball game.
Yeah, I mean, they can set up their shelves prior to opening. They can do whatever the flip they want, and Yeah, we're held to a different standard.
Yeah. Well, you end up having to wear all the hats.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah. You are
really
stock
do.
boy. You are owner.
Yeah.
You are everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good time.
Complaint fielder.
Right.
Yeah.
Complaint department.
Yeah. Fire putter outer.
Cheers to that.
Indeed.
Good Lord.
Hey, guys.
So what are we toasting here,
Yes.
Jake?
It is a 2016 Mother's MILF. We wanted to open a special beer for Josiah on the show, and I squirreled this one away back when Slade Wright roamed the halls around here.
Slade.
We love you and we miss you.
Cheers, Slade.
Yeah. But yeah, Mother's MILF, not called MILF anymore. It's called Materfamilias. And it's aged in like three different barrel aged beers. I know they do brandy along with rye and bourbon, then they add cocoa nibs and raisins. It's held up all right, I guess, for being 7 years old.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more raisin.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of raisin.
Lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's a late harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Josiah, we've been knowing for a while.
We've been knowing.
back-
We've been knowing it for a minute.
Back in the early days, we I think one of our first barrel picks.
Yeah.
I can't even
Oh,
remember which
yeah.
one
Oh,
it
I
was.
forgot about that.
It was
You
not.
were brewing at Vino's.
Vino's.
At that
Uh-huh.
time.
Yeah.
It was a Knob
aged.
Creek barrel. I'm pretty
Was
sure.
it Knob?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
I think it was
Or
Crown.
Crown Royal.
I think it was a Crown
I think it
Royal.
was.
beer.
Yeah.
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 I think we tried to do Knob, and that one like fell apart.
Yeah.
And the
It-
Crown Royal one worked.
I think
and it
that
was
was-
the Cuban pool.
maybe
Yeah.
our first year
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah. It was early on.
I was scouring for barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've
That's
got
cool.
like a storage unit freaking full of them.
I remember that beer going pretty quickly too.
Yeah. It was
Uh-huh.
great.
Definitely. I was
That's
Good
a
times.
trick. I mean, if anyone has not been to Vino's, it's a tiny pizzeria,
Mhm.
brew pub, tiny brewery with very little storage space.
Yeah.
So squirreling away barrels was
Mhm.
really tricky.
I bet.
I mean, like, speaking of no storage, you literally walk through the storage room to get to the patio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Such
But,
a cool place,
but
though.
believe it or not, I mean, I remember when it was even smaller before they expanded next door.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was like there was no second
yeah,
dining
yeah.
room. It was just the front and back
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
back in the day. You know,
Wow.
yeah, that shows my age, I guess.
Right.
In fact, I remember when it wasn't even Vino's. It used to be DMZ.
DMZ.
Yeah, well,
Downtown music.
no, it was
Demilitarized zone.
Yeah.
Right.
It was kind of like a like early 90s, late 80s, little punkish dance club. Yeah.
Okay.
So a stage,
So-
they had bands or no? Just
No, it was
they play some
dance.
music.
No
Yeah.
band.
Right,
It was
right.
just, you know.
So that's how Vino's kind of carried that
Yeah.
tradition,
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Because that carried. I mean, you got punk
Yeah,
on state.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was, too young to be there legally, but, I guess that's
It didn't matter as much back then.
no. But yeah, Vino's great place, great calzones. I believe we've
Yeah.
spoken about them before.
Yeah,
I know
we are all Vino's fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big
Oh,
Vino
yeah.
fan. Actually, I don't know if you knew this or not, but you can actually get the dough. Like
Yep.
they'll sell the dough individually, and you
Yeah.
can take it home and make your own pizza.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool, and it's really good. It's better than the store bought can of dough.
Yeah.
Get your dough, get your
Yeah.
growler.
Yeah.
One of the few
Dough,
places
dough.
you can find growlers any longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growler's great at the time.
Right.
And then
We were talking about how
limitations are limitations.
Yeah.
obviously we came in with like a 16
Yeah.
tap
Yeah.
growler
Yeah.
station,
Yeah.
did all the things, lines on the ground to
Oh, man.
State of the art
State-of-the-art.
draft
It was
system.
awesome.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 or 2 years after we put them in, it was like everybody was like,
Yeah.
kind of over this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Petered
So,
out.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Well, I mean, so many of these smaller breweries they're canning everything now. So
Yeah.
there's really no need for growlers any longer.
Right.
Canning quickly, like those sort of, I guess you'd call them solutions or whatever, the canning systems have gotten nano fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the
Uh,
mobile canning lines where it's like, yeah, you
that
can bring
kind of
one by,
stuff.
we'll do a big batch and
Mm-hmm.
you can be on your way.
Yeah.
Because it was such a hurdle early on when we were doing growlers, and breweries would probably, well, we can't package anything. What are we supposed to buy a $500,000 canning line? We don't have that kind of money.
Well, that's still a huge bottleneck. I mean, you get the bigger you get, the more economies of scale you get, and so your cost per can can go down.
Right.
I mean, Budweiser basically owns the people that make the aluminum or whatever,
Right.
But when you don't, you buy less than truckload freight,
Right.
And
then you get them blank and slap stickers on there. Yeah.
But it ends up each step gets pricey. So it's really hard to hit line priced with bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Just the nature of the game.
So with beer, do they have mobile canning like they do with wine? I mean,
they do.
There's a lot of.
I don't know as that was about 5 to 6 years ago. That seemed like a more popular option. I think contract brewing is kind of become just the easier way to accomplish what they're trying to do.
That's what Flyway's been doing for a while. Now they're finally going to be able to brew it here in Arkansas after merging with New Province or by New Province or whatever.
Yeah.
So they've been trucking their stuff up from Florida.
And for a while, at first, they mobile canned.
Yeah.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think their Argentina brewery can pump out that much to what they sell.
Yeah.
We have a friend of ours, Audrey House, who owns Chateau Ozark in Altus, and she was doing mobile bottling for a long time because it was more cost effective and faster, and she got to where she can't even get them to come out there anymore.
Really?
They're so busy and
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
That she's hand
bottling.
She had to go back to bottling her own.
Oh my God!
We were up there.
It's a labor of love.
It is.
I can imagine.
We got talked into coming up and helping.
Come up and hang out.
Yeah, come up and hang out. Let's have some wine, and then we're stuck. No, we actually, it was a lot of fun. Actually. We had a little train going to the assembly line. And,
Well, I mean, it's all work, but somehow when it's within our industry, it's a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Just that much more fun. Yeah, working in booze.
One of my favorite booze quotes. I hit up. What are the other wineries up there? There's Chateau Ozark and
Post.
Yeah.
I ended up having a discussion with, I guess, Mr. Post. Or I don't forget his name, but I was trying to talk to him about getting juice or squeeze the grapes or
must.
Even the must or the pumice or whatever. And, well, you're a brewer. You brew beer.
It's like a foreign thing.
But he said, it was in the summer. He said, well, it takes a lot of beer to make wine. It's summer and harvesting, they drink a lot.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a cool little corner of the state up there on that mountain. Altus, Arkansas.
Definitely. The history there is really
it goes back hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Like the first German settlers in Arkansas started growing some grapes. And it's really cool because you see the little rock walls that line some of the streets and some of the properties. Yeah. It's like when they first moved there, they're tilling the land and the rocks they find, they build the property lines with.
Yeah.
And it's all still there. It's really cool.
It's small, like the boundary, it's just this little.
Yeah, it's still just
cool.
a tiny place. I think population of 800.
Wow.
Really cool little downtown square though. Some good restaurants.
Yeah.
Lots of wine tasting.
When Paris Hilton and Nikki.
Oh my God!
I
have not thought about that.
Yeah, that was real. That actually came to Altus. What was that show?
For what?
Something like
Simple Life.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
It was there.
I didn't remember it was in Altus.
Yeah, because they were actually in one of the episodes they were playing pool at a little dive bar restaurant, and that was in downtown Altus.
Yeah,
the pink truck that they drove is parked out in front of one of them.
Oh my!
In front,
it's
tourist attraction.
The host house of the people that.
That's where they were. I didn't realize that was where they were.
I haven't thought about that show in so long.
I know.
And she's like, they go to Walmart. She's like, What's Walmart?
Yeah, what's Walmart?
Yeah.
They sell things for walls. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's a fun little town. Lots of history. I assume they still do the wine fest up there.
Oh,
Go
sure
stomp grapes and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they have lots of events, toga parties, and Whitaker has a really awesome restaurant that's been there for forever and a day. Mm-hmm.
Like
what's the last festival that you poured your beer at? A beer you made?
Crickets. I don't know. Well, it was. I mean, it wasn't a Moody Brews beer. It was when I was at Bike Rag.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Bite. We did. Well, I do have a Little Rock connection. We did. Travis McConnell was a chef from Little Rock who went up to Bentonville. We kind of went there somewhat in the same time frame. We were there at the same time.
Yeah.
And he and I worked on a Pilsner with lemon zest, and I made him get out of the kitchen and help me do this gas condition thing, and it was really cool. It was really fun.
That is fun. That lemon rattler I've really been enjoying this summer.
The Lost 40.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really tasty.
Good.
Lemon. So tell us more about this Petaway neighborhood resurgence. Is there already some businesses open there?
Yeah.
Well, what's going on down there?
Next to me. So all right. So the next to me is a food truck that's like putting out. It's called Smashed and Stacked Burgers, and they're bangers. They're really good burgers, fries, hand cut fries, and all that.
Right.
And they're rolling. They're doing great business. Then to my west is the coffee shop, Petaway Coffee. They recently opened, maybe 2 weeks ago. Fully opened.
What was it? You said they did some kind of old fashioned thing.
Yeah.
It was like a coffee old fashioned.
Yeah, it's coffee old fashioned.
So they're doing crazy stuff up there. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
they're real big on non-alcoholic drinks and stuff like that, and
mocktails,
etc.
It's real popular about all of a sudden.
It is.
Yeah.
Johnny's so confused.
I'm like, why? What is the point? It's like drinking decaf coffee.
Slowly raise his hand. I do it at night, not morning. Yeah. So what else is there? So
there a haircut, a barbershop.
Badass barbershop.
Which you frequent.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've paid money.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm team home haircut all day.
Let's see. And there's residential condos that kind of make up the rest of that perimeter. And then to the east of me is a real estate company, and like a high-end shoe sneaker
cool
shop.
Yeah,
like
all right.
Seems like it fits in. Yeah,
vintagey.
That's cool.
Which is a fascinating business model. I mean, they're highly sought after shoes that don't look. They're not like Foot Locker shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not me, but I mean, it's fascinating to think like how they operate.
Yeah.
So are they making them?
I was about to say vintage shoes.
Okay.
Or like finding
vintage may be the wrong word. It's like
antique sneakers.
They're limited edition.
Yeah.
Throwback sneakers.
Cool.
All right,
makes sense. But it's like a whole.
It's a whole culture.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, you go out there collect Jordans and stuff.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So many thousands were made.
Right.
Blah, blah.
People freak out online trying to get some, and so you see them in brick and mortars too, and it's like.
But they have to like scour internet and show and trade stuff to get the product, and it's just kind of fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that out too.
So not my wheelhouse though. I would wear flip flops all day long if I could. Just like I don't.
No,
footwear is
not my jam. Yeah. But it's somebody. It's plenty of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with someone the other day. I wonder the dollar figure that Nike has made off of the whole Jordan.
I think it was at the end of that movie that they recently just put out with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They talk about it because the whole story behind it's great. It's this movie that they produced, Ben Affleck produced and directed. It's called Air. Maybe it's about the shoe. It's about creating, and they talk about how much money that ended up making and like what it's worth today. I mean, it's in the billions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking after watching that preview, and
it's a good movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but yeah, I mean, it's made me think like that was probably like the first celebrity endorsed product thing that I could think of.
No,
anyway.
They were he was the biggest.
It became the biggest, but before that, you had Magic Johnson had a shoe, Larry Bird had a shoe, but
where did those go?
It did not become the cultural
and
phenomenon.
Nike wasn't the biggest,
right? They were
brand.
third, fourth dog, but it's how they marketed it as just one person shoe, and that unto itself became a brand. And then when the guy becomes the best basketball player of all time, and now his logo is on everything. It's lasted longer than just him being in the NBA. Like I want to wear the shoe of the best player right now because that still happens.
Right.
But now a lot of those are made by the Jordan brand. And it's become its own monster.
You silly sports people.
I thought about bringing the Razorback hat up here because like Josiah's.
Yeah.
We never have anybody who's a Hog fan like me on the show.
Calm down. It's not sports season.
Right. The NBA draft is tonight, and some Razorbacks are going to get drafted. There's always something.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Just calm down. So that's really exciting. We can't wait to get in your doors, man. That's awesome. So like, what do you have a plan? Do you have like what's the first brew going to be? Can you even say
those questions?
The first couple of recipes?
And I don't have a great answer for it. But I did write down just off the dome some of my favorites.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
lay it on us.
The first Moody Brews brand stuff was Half C's Over double IPA.
I'll still say to this day, Half C's Over is the best non-barrel aged stout beer that's been brewed in Arkansas.
Oh wow,
that's 6s and 7s.
No, I'm saying any beer that's not a stout. Half C's Over is yeah.
I thought okay. I got it. Thank you.
That'll work. See you guys later.
Just leave it at that. Half C's Over started with that. 6s and 7s was a Belgian style chocolate Belgian beer, and which got like kind of a cultish following. Some people hated it. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah,
but it got better with time in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Cuban Pull, a Cuban coffee inspired brown ale. I did a bunch of Rocktown stuff, which I hope to do more of.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of doing stuff with Rocktown, hopefully they're still doing smaller barrels, because this brewery is going to be a very small brewery, tiny, 1 barrel system, which is 31 gallons, not much beer being made at a time. It's all about trying new things.
Right.
Yeah. And so with Rocktown being right around the corner from me, and hopefully we can get some like really fresh stuff.
Yeah.
As we've done before.
Right.
And it makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was one batch that I helped dump the liquor out of and brought it directly to the brewery and transferred. Like,
that's cool.
Hard to get anything fresher than that.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a difference in the product. It really does.
Well, with it being such a small brewery, are you going to just be selling out of the tasting room? Are you planning to distribute?
As I was going to say, that small, you don't have to worry about canning and doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Anytime in the near future.
I don't. And I mean, I want to work my way into that.
Right.
But I want to kind of do it on my terms.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Not having to do it from the jump and deal with extra.
It's an
stuff.
animal.
Yeah.
It's a real animal. I mean, working at Bike Rack up in Bentonville, that was production brewery, and that's fun. I mean, the space was beautiful. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
They got some money up there.
Stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, a brewery shouldn't be that pretty.
Right. Yeah, it's a little too nice.
Yeah. But it was just this hot rod of a place, and it was fun and fast paced, and the margins, even on a 20 barrel, system scale of a system, to do distro is hard. Really hard to find that profit line.
Right.
So I'm not in a big rush. I want to have fun. I want to sell by the pint. Eventually get to a point where we can sell to go. I mean, I do want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not in a rush to hit the show. I mean, I've done that game. It's a hard game. It's hard game. And you got to stay at it. It's a lot of resources involved in maintaining your presence in the market. If you do full distro, so it's great. It's the next step, but it's not one that I'm just raring to get back into at this point.
Well, if you decide you want to sell growlers or anything, we've got a ton of them. we wouldn't mind donating. They're legacy growlers.
A lot of glass.
Yeah, they'll say legacy on them. But
cut you a deal.
Yeah.
What you were just speaking to about, it's about trying new things, and your model is going to be different than a Lost 40, where you're not we have to have this many beers that are year round because we want to get loyalty on a style. I don't know if you know how many taps you're going to have, but I imagine almost all of it's going to be rotating.
Yeah.
And that, to heap a little bit more praise on you, that's where you've always shined, I feel like, is experimenting and trying new things and succeeding most of the time. And so people can, you want people coming in one time, enjoying what they like, and then coming in a month later and be like, oh, I can try totally new stuff.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I would like to have about maybe 2 to 3 ones that are almost always there.
Staple,
right.
I do. I want to have something like that, or at least
a variation on something
in that style.
An IPA that you can hop differently. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean that. But the idea of these are set in stone, and this is going to be the 8, and this is going to be the is not very interesting to me.
Right.
At this point.
Yeah.
And the other real cool thing about being so small is I can do real local produce.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Dunbar Community Garden shirt, which is a community garden I've been involved with for years, and right around the corner from me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful place. It's next to Dunbar Middle School and my kids' elementary school, and kids come out to the garden, learn how stuff works in nature, and in a way that they don't maybe get that opportunity. And
out of a book, you can't.
Right. Yeah.
And so I get to play with their ingredients. They have a hop. Their hops are rocking right now.
Awesome.
Not to say they're growing well, right? Local hop stuff is still, we're not, don't expect New Zealand hops right now.
We don't have the perfect climate for hops here.
Right.
There are some that will grow.
Yeah. They grow. Yeah, for sure. And there's, there's something, what they are is what they are, and that's fine too, but don't expect, wine barrel punch aroma from what we've got.
Yeah.
But it's a cool place, and I've done a ton of, whether that's holy basil stouts
Pluot,
or
sour.
Pluot.
Yeah.
Pluot. What the hell's a Pluot?
Yeah,
I didn't know. So I got a
thing.
whole bunch of them.
Never heard of it.
A plum apricot hybrid fruit.
Oh.
And the Damien, the garden manager, he picked and had the kids pick them when they came ripe, and froze them all for me, because over time, I needed a certain amount. Anyway, it turned out to be probably the best beer I've ever brewed, in my opinion.
Oh, wow.
But so and we fermented a base beer with yeast we isolated from the skin of Dunbar. So anyway, it tells a story, and that's sort of what really excites me about this small of a system is that I can help tell those stories of our neighborhood and of our town,
right.
And things like that.
Oh man, that's like block specific.
Yeah.
So your yeast is coming from there. Your water is
right.
coming from there.
Rock down barrels, things like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I certainly am excited about that. So much cool stuff going on.
And sodas.
And sodas.
I want to talk about sodas.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this in the car. The coolest dad moment I think I've ever had was we were sitting at Vino's having a lunch slice. My daughter Aria is a root beer connoisseur and says, "Man, this root beer is so good." And I was like, I used to make that. And she just looked at me like
astonished. Yeah.
Oh, my dad's that cool. My dad's that cool. I've never been cooler. So that triggered a light bulb to hey, I can do that with this small of a thing. Yeah. I can make, real cane sugar, local ingredients, kind of experimental sodas, and to put as much energy into that kind of a thing as beer and have that option. So I'm gonna have probably about 2, who knows what kind of concoctions that Arian will come up with, but that's going to be it'll be 12 taps total. 2 of those I think are going to be sodas. I may put a wine on tap depending on the beer list situation. But so I would say expect, somewhere about 8 to 9 or 10 beers.
Nice.
That's exciting. So do you have any social media sites or anything you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, it's called Moody Brews.
Okay. Just that. MoodyBrews.com?
Facebook.co.
Okay.
Yeah, just search Moody Brews.
I have seen it. It's a really cool looking building. It's new, but it's got that old charm.
Yeah,
really cool
it's actually going to be not necessarily intentionally. It's a brand new building. It's pretty modern, but it's in an historic neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 500 square feet on the first floor, 500 square feet on the second floor. Brewing will take place on a part of that upstairs, service downstairs, and then the cool part is the patios. So have a downstairs and an upstairs patio in the back, and that's what I'm really
2 patios.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It'll fit well. If the Department of Health is listening, it'll fit 49 or so I've been told.
So the website is moodybrews.co.
Yeah.
So everybody go check it out. Follow, and I'm sure that if you follow the website and the social medias, you will know as soon as he gets some beer on tap.
Yeah, you won't have to ask him.
Yeah.
He'll post when it's open, I'm sure.
Yeah, all month long we've been talking a lot local, can't stress it enough, support local.
It's so important.
Get out there and
it matters.
It really matters tremendously.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a vibrant city, you've got to support it. So many times people say, "Oh, Little Rock's boring. There's nothing to do." Blah blah blah.
Oh, there's so much.
Well, get your ass out of Olive Garden.
Off of Amazon.
Off of Amazon.
It's can't stress it enough.
Yeah.
Well, Josiah, it's been an awesome sitting here talking with you and getting caught up and learning about the business.
Man, I didn't even get started. I mean, that just flew by.
It did fly by.
Well, we're definitely going to have him on again. Closer to open.
Yeah.
Or maybe after you get opened up, we'll
might even bring something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd love to taste some on the show. Give our.
We might drag our microphones to one of your.
Oh, that'd be balls.
That would be so cool.
Yes.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. For real.
I'm all about it.
All right.
That could be fun. Yeah, we could have a full beer off premise.
Ooh, I don't know how the show would go from there.
Oh, it'd be the best one.
Yeah.
Or the worst.
Might need a little bleep button.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week. And
thanks for tuning in. Yep. Be sure to get up there and search out Moody Brews on your socials. Give them a like, follow, and we'll see y'all there.
Yep. Keep on sipping.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast, Sips on the Rock, and like us on all the socials to keep up with what's new in the wide world of alcohol. Shop LegacyLR.com for curbside pickup or local delivery. Remember, for better service and better selection, shop local. Please enjoy responsibly. Cheers.